Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. So on my channel, I talk about manifesting, I talk a lot about business, raising your vibrations, etc., the soul's journey. So if you're interested in any of my other videos, check them out. This video is gonna be all about growing your online business. It's gonna be like podcast, YouTube, Instagram, etc., okay? So I might not have a large following when you watch this, but you have to understand I worked in marketing for like 10 years. So I've been growing other people's businesses. And finally, I feel called to be able to have my own online presence. I feel called to be able to serve you, and it's not about me, it's about how I can help you to be able to grow your businesses. And I'm holding this creative energy to be able to help you, to be able to activate you and inspire you. Got my celery juice here. Okay, so how do you do this with not a lot of money? And now I'm not telling you this from like a scarcity mindset or poverty consciousness. I'm just saying, okay, things that don't cost you a lot. Okay, and like I'm saying, when you manifest, it's not about the money because they will just come. Okay, the money is a cooperative component to the manifestation and to the experience that you're wanting to have. So let's say that you're trying to grow your podcast. Okay, so some of this might be common sense, some of this might be what you know already, but you never know. There might be something in here that might help you in some way. So, like anything, it's about doing the inner work. Okay, you're starting here and you're like, oh, I want to be successful, but now there's these limiting beliefs telling me that I can't be successful, oh, it's impossible, no one's going to notice me. And then you undo it and you're like, everyone notices me, I'm able to serve others, I'm able to help, I'm able to make a difference in this world, okay? So the first tip I would have to say is just to start doing something. Take one little step, okay? That's less scary to the subconscious mind. That's less scary to just take one step. So for me, when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm gonna set up my space. That was my path of least resistance, okay? At least I started. And then like even having thoughts about it, even planning about it, building a momentum of what that would feel like to have the ideal podcast, YouTube, or Instagram, okay? So especially if you're like a coach, this is a great way to get exposure. But really, it's not about the ego part, okay? It's about being who you are and anchoring in and being able to teach and being able to spread awareness. These are all just cooperative components, okay? So of what you're wanting. It's not about the fame. It's not about getting attention. It's about being able to serve. And it's about, and then I just think all of this naturally comes with that. So if you're watching this, maybe this is the next step for you, okay? Maybe these are just thoughts and inspirations that you might just need to know to be able to unlock that next step, okay? So if you're like focused on what you're passionate about and you're serving and giving value to others, yes, Spirit is gonna want more people to hear what you have to say because you're speaking your truth. You're raising and elevating the vibes by focusing on what you love, on focusing on your highest resonance, okay? You're spreading your joy. So yes, Spirit is going to be like, yeah, I want, it's good for you to get out there. It's good for you to get out there. It's good for you to be seen and known. It's just going to be, when you really anchor in who you truly are, let's say that it just brings you so much joy to talk in front of camera or in podcast like it does for me, then it's just going to be natural that you are going to get a following, okay? I don't know, it's about service to others, okay? Bear with me now, okay? So you have this podcast, and this might be common sense, but obviously you want to work with other people who actually have a following, okay? People that align with what your mission is, people that align with what you are creating, okay? And this is going to help you to get more awareness on your podcast. Being able to work with others. Now, another thing that I did back in the day was I remember joining this life purpose class, and I ended up creating my own subgroup from those people that were in that class. And we were all focusing on making YouTube videos and stuff, and the energy of the group really supported me. Like, we were all working on the same thing, and that was great to be surrounded by like-minded people, okay? To have other people working. You kind of become a mastermind group. That means that you're being supported by the energy of the group. So if you have a friend who's already like a YouTuber or something like that, that could actually help you because your energy fields are interacting with theirs. So if there's someone that exists in your reality right now or on YouTube who's constantly, in a flow when it comes to creating content, then that could really help you if your energy field is able to interact with theirs. It's able to kind of teach your consciousness and your energy how to do it. Another suggestion that I would say when it comes to creating YouTubes is sometimes we want to niche down and we want to confine ourselves. We want to be like, oh, I'm going to only create videos about this or this. But I really encourage you to not put yourself in a box. Okay, you are here you're going to outgrow your YouTube channel. You're going to outgrow your business. You are constantly evolving and expanding. Don't limit yourself to one thing. I'm talking about everything right now. And eventually, if it's natural, then it will narrow down. Like, you might get more specific. That's also how it works when you manifest sometimes. Like, how Abraham Hicks teaches it is you're creating a grid, and sometimes it's general at first, and then it gets more specific. So I remember when I was like, oh, I just really want to be a content creator. And I did so much inner work around Instagram. And then I manifested having like a deep soul connection come into my life, who I love so deeply, as like such a deep friendship, who has like 500,000 followers. And that was something that, that brought up a lot within me that was able to help me to unlock the next path in my journey. It actually made it seem like it would be possible for me to have what I'm wanting. So sometimes what we need is we need to be able to see someone in our life or around us or on YouTube or something like that who has what we're wanting. And it makes it seem like it could be more achievable for us to have it. Okay. So, it's good to also know that people have started where you're at, and they've had to do different things to be able to get to where they're at. They had to do the work, the inner work. They've had, maybe some people didn't consciously, but a lot of spiritual YouTubers and stuff probably did the inner work, probably did stuff to get to where they're at. So I'm going to tell you this, as I started creating YouTube videos, my whole self-image has started to change. I've become someone who makes YouTube videos. My routine and my schedule have changed to where I'm now editing videos, and it's now natural for me to create videos every day. Like, ideas just come to me. And I remember one time I noticed that this is back a while ago, I noticed another routine that popped in before I was even creating videos. Like, I got into a routine and pattern of driving past a certain location, and then suddenly I would have ideas and sparks, and I would create like an audio thing on Instagram for people that followed me. Okay, so I'm telling you, if you are anchoring in more of what you're wanting to experience, certain things, like now I walk throughout my day, and like there's a certain time where it will just spark within me. The energy will be there, and I'll just create videos. And you start to become that version of you. And a large part of that is, did I try to change my self-image? No, like it just naturally came with it. So some people say like, oh, you have to start seeing yourself as that. But I started to just anchor in patterns and actions, and then the self-image ended up coming with that. Can you do work on your, like sometimes being able to see yourself as a YouTuber is a way of manifesting that too, but mine was a little bit different, the way that it manifested for me. Okay, so things that I also did to be able to actually make YouTubes and actually come online was I did the inner work every day. I went for walks every day, and I did the inner work around fears that I had around not being successful until my overall vibrations have really raised when it comes to my path and my purpose. But it took a lot of doing the inner work around it. I would see people and I would see coaches and I would see what they were doing, and then I would start comparing myself. Like, I had to go through all of those phases of comparing, not feeling like I was good enough, not feeling like, oh, I was pretty enough to be on camera, like stuff like that. And I did the inner work around it to where now energy is able to flow and I'm not blocking myself. Okay, so there's a lot of inner work that can be done before actually going online. Energy is going to take you over. It's not going to be forced. So things that I also wanted to experience was, I was like, I want to have balance, and I want to have joy in other areas of my life, and I want to have multiple streams of income coming in. Okay, so when energy isn't pulling me towards making YouTube videos and stuff, I have energy pulling me towards other areas, like writing my book, creating a podcast, creating my channel, writing content, making my healing crystal bracelets that I have an Etsy store, which, I love doing that. That's easy for me to do. But yeah, being able to grow an audience online starts off with doing the inner work first, and then being able to hold the vision of what it would feel like to have a large following already. Like, what would it feel like to be able to serve a lot of people? What would it feel like to be able to make a difference in the world? Now, here's the thing. I mean, it's not ego when it is a soul's, like, let's kind of talk about this a little bit. So oftentimes, if you have a path like this, then there's an aspect of you that exists already where you are having what you are wanting. It's like a part of your blueprint, okay? So for example, I see a timeline of myself all the time where I am living out a certain life, and I've seen it since before I even started to plant these seeds. Like, I remember meditating years ago, and I asked to be able to see what themes would play out in my life, and I saw it, and then I was able to actually watch and see it actually play out, which has been amazing. Which is also something that I'm able to help you to know that, like, there are things that are meant to play out. Like, there are themes that are meant to play out. And so you're just aligning with what's going to already play out. And in a lot of ways, it's your higher self that's helping you to align with doing that. And by doing the inner work and going outside every day and doing what I was doing, that was my higher self guiding me and helping me to make the shift that I wanted to make. Like, my higher self was like, no, I'm not going to let, my lower self, I'm not going to let my human aspect not have the things that are coming. So sometimes we think that we're doing the inner work and we're manifesting something, but really we're just aligning with what's wanting to come to us already anyways. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, being able to build an online presence has to do with being able to do the inner work around it first. Now, a lot of you might be like, yeah, I already know that. Okay. Like what I was saying before, it's good to be able to also have people in your life who have achieved what you're wanting to achieve, or people that are also working on it, and being able to create that mastermind group. That is also important. Being able to create videos with people who already have a following can also be good, who align with what you're creating, your vision. That could be a collaborative component to what you're wanting to experience. So it's less about using your logical mind and looking around you and being like, I wonder how I'm going to get a following. And instead, it's about anchoring in what you are wanting to experience. And then the steps will come with that. The inspiration will come with that. You'll meet the right people, places, and things that can help you. So for example, like having my friend come through, that was able to help me energetically because our energy fields were interacting. In a lot of ways, they say you become who your friends are. So in some cases, yes, that is such a thing. But we're also on a journey to be able to have everyone mirror and match us by being the masters of our energy. Now, digressing a little bit, but if you're interested, I do have a course that's coming out for highly sensitives, but not just that, but for those who are wanting to learn to hold their energy strong so that they can become a master manifester, the master of their energy. Okay, so if you're interested in that, I'm going to put that below. It's just about getting started. So I knew I was meant to make YouTube videos back in 2018, and I started, but then I stopped, and I knew I was meant to do it. And I think about sometimes my ego would be like, I would actually have a following, like I actually would be so far right now. But, I was where I needed to be, and I wasn't ready. But now I know that I'm ready and I'm doing it. Things that you can really manifest that are going to make it easier. Let's say you're wanting to become an Instagram influencer. Like, it is possible. You can meet someone who comes in and who helps you. Like, you might meet, like I have a friend, and I'm sure that that could have been a way for me. Like, you could have people that love you, that want to support you and come in and help you to get to where you're wanting to go, who are wanting to play a collaborative component to your manifestation. There is limitless possibilities. Just because they changed algorithms on Instagram to make it harder doesn't mean that it's not possible. Okay, another way of doing that is anchoring in what you want to experience, and collaborative components of that might be, being able to create content every day, being able to have inspirations around content that you're wanting to write, being able to be intentional, like, I want to actually have a calendar where I post stuff. And a lot of times that's authentic for some of us, okay? But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's more authentic to just write it out in the now moment, okay? It's good to not restrict your energy, but to allow it to flow the way it's wanting to. Because I'm a water element, I like to flow. I don't like to have a scheduling book or anything that confines me. I need to be able to have that flow, but also have that balance. So yes, there are ways for you to actually grow an online business. It's not impossible. It's about doing the inner work and seeing the limitless possibilities that are all around you. So I'm gonna make a video about ways to make money that don't suck. Okay, and this might be another video that could help you. This might be the next step for you that's supposed to activate something that you're meant to be doing. Okay, so if you're interested in that, look for it. If you haven't already, like my video, subscribe to my channel, it helps me out. Thank you guys for watching this. I'm sending you so much love and light. I hope that this video helps you. All right, bye.